Hi, okay, so today I'm going to talk about the word toned that gets thrown around a lot in media, and often when I'm speaking to clients or potential clients and they use the word toned, I want to become toned, or he or she is toned, etc. I want to do toning exercises. So I'm going to be talking about that word. So I'm going to mention why it's important not to use that word in terms of goals, goal setting, what the word actually means, and then a little bit about what people think it means. And again, that sort of backs up the reason why you should not use this word. And I know it seems a bit like, oh, it's just a word, but once you hear what I've got to say, you'll maybe understand. Okay, so let's talk about goals then. So goal setting is extremely important. It's important for first embarking on a fitness endeavor. So when you're going from a sedentary lifestyle or a non-physically trained lifestyle into a physically trained one, it's extremely important to come up with a goal. Oh, I want to, whatever the goal may be, run faster, jump higher, look better, look a certain way, lift a certain weight, whatever it is, play a sport. The goals can be limitless, endless. So it's important for your goals to be very clear and concise to both yourself and to anyone that you may share it with. So any gym buddies, PTs, doctors, anyone that you may need to share this information with, it needs to be clear to you and clear to them exactly what you mean. So when you use the word toned, because there's many definitions of it, and often people that don't study, biology or whatever, they're using the wrong definition, and often they have their own definition. So that's why it's not a good word to use, but I'll talk about that in a minute. So yeah, goal setting is important, not just when you're embarking on a fitness endeavor, but also when you're cruising through. I've hit many plateaus in my time where my goals were not clear and concise, and by this point in time I'd been lifting for many years, so like that didn't really save me. And this happened to me a year ago, where I was really happy with my physique, and that's what I wanted. I wanted this shape of physique. I gained this physique, and I was like, sweet, I'm just gonna maintain. And maintaining is not a goal. It's not even a means to an end. It's just it's not a good outlook to have. And I basically stopped lifting altogether because I didn't have a solid enough goal. That's my example. It's anecdotal, but read it up. Goal setting is extremely important. And then yeah, so let's talk about what it actually means then. Okay, so in a sort of biological sense, it means it can refer to a few different terms. It can refer to symmetry of a muscle. So if a person has, a toned muscle, it refers to their left is equal to their right, their front is equal to their back, their legs or lower body is equal to their upper body, that kind of thing. So untoned athletes, you may argue, are people like tennis players, boxers, discus people, people where it's right hand dominant or whatever. Sprinters, maybe they might have like really extremely large legs, especially cyclists, compared to their upper body, this kind of thing. So that would be, like examples of untoned people. Technically, these people that use the word toned, and they want toned pecs and abs, technically they're untoned then, because they work their pecs but not their back, so they become untoned. But they think they're toning, but actually they're doing the opposite of that. And if you work your chest and not your back, that causes a whole host of problems, especially if you do a sitting down sedentary job, because it causes tightness in your chest and looseness and weakness in your back, and you'll have things to look forward to, like for example shoulder pain, neck pain, back pain, all of these chronic. Yeah, so enough about that just now. I can put that in another video if you want. And then yeah, so another definition of toned is I've got just googled it here. Here it is. The muscle in a steady, partially contracted state caused by the successive flow of nerve impulses. And I'm pretty confident that when my clients, potential clients, and people I speak to, when they say toned, they don't mean that, and they don't mean symmetrical as well. Okay, so we've covered goals and what it actually means. So let's talk about what people think that it means. So often when I'm chatting to someone, either through Facebook, text, on over the phone, or face to face, and they initiate the conversation by saying things like, "Oh, I'm looking for a PT," or I'm looking to get fit, blah blah blah. And I'm like, great, that's perfect, that's amazing. What is your goal? Like, just to see if they already have a goal, and then if not, come up with a goal. That's how important it is. That should be your first thing. And they'll go, oh, I just want to get toned. And then I'm like, right, what does toned mean? And the reason I ask that is because toned basically means different things to different people, because they don't mean the muscle in a steady, partially contracted state, and they don't mean symmetrical. So what do they mean? And I swear I hear about 3 different definitions a day, and these vary from things like basically fat loss. They want to reduce their fat loss. Other things like increase the muscle size. Other things like what else have I heard? You know, just but the way they describe it is obviously different. They don't just say, "Oh, fat loss." You know, they basically they he and hot about it, and then I say, "Oh, do you mean fat loss?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I do." And saying fat loss is a lot more clear to yourself, and it's a lot more clear to others. Oh, what am I training? Well, my diet and my rest and my nutrition, all of these things, my habits are all aimed at fat loss. You know, all these things are aimed at building muscle. All these things are aimed at blah blah blah. So that's much easier to say than, oh, I'm working to get toned. You know, because then it's like that raises more questions than it does answers. That, you know, because everyone has their own definition of what toned actually means. Yeah, so that's just to be about why to avoid using the word toned, and just say what you mean. You know, you want larger muscles, then you want to increase muscle size. You want to get muscle hypertrophy. You want to, you're not looking to get bigger. You want to just reduce your fat loss. You're looking to reduce your body fat through rest, diet, exercise, and other habitual lifestyle choices. You know, sometimes people say like stronger, but they say toned, but they mean stronger. Then say that, I want to get stronger, either in a particular lift or, I want to just feel stronger, you name it. So that's a wee bit about that. So yeah, good luck with coming up with a goal, because it is extremely important, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, expert, professional. A goal is just super important. Alright, so let me know how you get on with your goal setting, and what is your definition of toned, and what is actually your goal instead of being toned. Or is toned your definition that you want to do? Do you want to become more symmetrical? Because if you do, then you do want to become toned, and that's alright as well. Alright, so good luck. Also like my Facebook page, facebook.com/Pipeworks Gym. Get me on Twitter, Instagram. What else we got? All the stuff. What's that one with the mad wee yellow octopus thing? What the fuck that's called? Get me on all that stuff. I post on everything, okay? Take care, guys. See you. Bye.